Beside me here is the Plano A Series 2.0 tackle backpack, and after having owned it for about half a year, I can tell you I love this thing. We're going to break it all down, and that's coming up next. Hey guys, and welcome back to Fish It First. James Erickson here. Today is a breakdown of this guy right here, the Plano A Series 2.0 tackle backpack. Like I said, I've had this for about half of a year. I went through a lot of research before I decided on this tackle backpack, and fortunately it has proven itself to hold up through the test of time and in multiple situations, taking it through really rough woods to shore casting locations, having it in the bottom of wet old aluminum boats, and it's holding up. It's doing its job. It still looks almost like it's brand new, believe it or not. In terms of overall design on the outside of this pack, at the top, you've got a nice strap here, little faux leather handle on there. None of the stitching has come out on that, despite having a lot of weight in this pack. It's got lash tabs on both sides. I've actually never used mine, but I know a lot of people like those. You can use paracord, I guess, and sort of tie on whatever you want there. On the back of the pack, it's got oversized straps for your shoulders, very comfortable. These are padded. It's got pads on the top and the bottom there where it's hitting your shoulders and your lower back. Very, very comfortable. It's got a strap that comes across your chest for a little bit of extra support, and obviously adjustable buckles there at the bottom. One main compartment, a front compartment, and two side pouches. Side pouches for me anyway. I like to keep my line in one of them. And on the other side there, I typically will keep forceps. We have to have long forceps here because up in northern Minnesota, we can run into a lot of pike. So you got to have long forceps in there. Also keep split ring pliers, and typically we'll have a lure knocker in there. You have two settings on these in terms of how tightly you want this top latch closed. It's got nice firm buttons, two different locations there to strap in. And also it's sort of like a molly type setup here where you probably could attach some more paracord down at the bottom if you wanted to attach something and hang it off of there. Front compartment is designed to hold one 3650 size Plano box, and this is where I keep a bunch of my terminal tackle. I think it works really well there. In fact, I've had my terminal tackle in here and actually another small container of weights, and was actually able to put that in front of it. So even though it fits a 3650, once that 3650 is in there, there's still quite a bit of room. You could almost probably fit two 3650s. Not quite, but almost. So there's still room to put more in there, even if you do have one of those 3650 boxes in there. That brings us to the main compartment. Let's get inside this thing. Two oversized zippers. They work great. They're very smooth. I haven't had any issues with them whatsoever. And again, the stitching has been flawless. No issues. Inside, you essentially have one main compartment that is separated by a divider, and then this top compartment basically is zippered in. So what I like to use this for, and it really lends itself well to this, is for all of my soft plastics. And you can get, as you can see, a ton of soft plastics in here. I mean, look at that. Just ridiculous how much you can get in there. Below it, it is set up for 4 3650 Plano boxes, so a total of 5 3650 boxes. But I'm telling you, even if you have your top pouch here full of soft plastics, look at that. I could easily get another 3650 in here, and I have. So you can really get a total of 6 of those boxes in this entire pack. You have some pouches down here. These don't have any straps or anything to them, so that's all loose leaf. But then you do have a zippered compartment in here as well, where I've also just kept a little bit of great Suffix 832. So let's talk a little bit about what I love about this tackle backpack, what I wish was a little bit different, and whether or not I would recommend it to y'all. What I love about it, first off, if you're just looking at general aesthetics, I think Plano absolutely nailed it. This tackle backpack is not going to be confused for a school backpack. It doesn't have wild, aggressive colors on it. It is classic. It is timeless. Second is the overall design. For me, having a tackle backpack that can hold a lot of the storage boxes, and in this case, like we talked about earlier, 6 3650 boxes. That is great. Plus a huge compartment up top for the soft plastics. It's absolutely great. The design, I love it. I also love that I don't have to be digging down into a bag and pulling out boxes to see what they are. The ability that I can just, or the fact that I can just zip this down, look in here, see exactly what I have, then quickly just pull that back up and we're good to go. I love that about this tackle backpack. The side compartments I think are a nice design. I have beat the junk out of this thing and it still looks almost like it's brand new. You know, it's got some marks here and there, but it really has held up well despite having some pretty heavy abuse to it. Another thing I like about it is that it has, in terms of the stitching on it, is held up beautifully. You read reviews on tackle backpacks and you hear about stitching that starts to give way after a given amount of time. I've gone through this entire thing and I can't see anywhere where seams are starting to come apart or stitching is getting loose or there are frayed ends or anything like that. I haven't had any of those issues. The padding on it, you know, I don't know if I notice it that much. Maybe if it wasn't there, maybe it would be less comfortable. So I don't know if that's as big of a deal. And I think most tackle backpacks are putting padding on their straps. In terms of things that I wish were a little bit different with this tackle pack, I do wish that the bottom had some kind of leather or fake leather sort of pad that could take the wear and abuse. I mean, again, this still looks new. It's done an amazing job, but I just worry that, you know, maybe after 5-10 years, some of you might be laughing and thinking, this guy only gets a tackle backpack every 5-10 years. Well, if you only need to get one every 5-10 years, that's great, right? I just worry that over time that might wear out. So it'd be nice if there was something sort of aggressive there that could take the wear instead of the actual canvas itself. And then the second thing is that this tackle backpack really is not waterproof. It's somewhat water resistant, but I do wish that it could repel water a little bit better. You can buy the water repelling spray like you would use on a pair of shoes or boots, for example. But if you haven't ever used that before, when you apply that, it takes your nice soft canvas like this and almost gives it sort of a brittle, plasticky feel. And I really don't want that on this tackle pack, but it's something that you could do. I guess the other option too is that you could get some sort of waterproof bag or sack and put your soft plastics in that and then put that in there. Put your tackle boxes in that and then put those in there. The problem with that though is then you lose sort of the advantage that this tackle pack has, which is that you open it up and you can see everything right there and there's no guesswork and there's no having to reach in, pull stuff out and put it back in. You just see what you want, you get it out, you use it, you put it right back in. And that may seem like a very little thing, but when you're going in and out of this enough times per day, and then you multiply that over the course of a year, trust me, it makes a difference as to how often you're maybe going to dig down in that tackle backpack. The easier it is, the higher the chance that you're going to say, all right, this isn't working, I've got to switch to something else. Let's pull out another lure, let's pull out another bait and make a change here. Would I recommend this tackle backpack to y'all? I absolutely would. If you're looking for a tackle backpack in that sub $100 range, and you want something that has the classic timeless looks and that just has cavernous storage in it with easy ability to visualize what's in there right away and get what you want without having to dig, this really is a great option for you. I think this comes in right now around $80, $70 or $80 right now, but certainly a great option in that range. Most of the other packs that are on the market right now that I like that are around that range, most of them though either resemble more of a backpack type look or have more of that saltwater really aggressive look or have less storage. They're not able to handle as many tackle boxes. One thing that's really great about this tackle backpack is that it gives you the confidence to be able to go into an area where you haven't fished before and have this massive arsenal of lures and baits available to you to be able to fish that spot, even if you're shore casting. I mean, this thing, it's very comfortable. You can hike miles with this thing and you're not going to be feeling it in your shoulders, even when it's weighed down, and have those 630, 650 boxes in there and have a whole bunch of options available for you once you get to that spot. To me, that in and of itself makes it worth it to go this route versus some of the others that are available out there. Also, some of the other competitors in the same price range almost have too many features. I guess if that makes sense, is there's so many specialized pockets and different worm pack holders and whatnot that you start to lose a lot of that useful space because so much of it is going into all of these specialized compartments, whereas this is literally, one big pocket, one in the front, one on the side, one on the side, and then even when you zip this down, you've just got that big zippered pocket on the inside as well. The fact that they keep it so wide open, and it gives you the option to put things in there in a specific way that you like, but it doesn't narrow you down before you even start to having to use all of these little specified compartments. So I love that. Plano kept it very simple. They gave you a lot of room, a lot of space, and it's one of the reasons why I think that this is absolutely a great pack. If you're thinking about getting the Plano A Series 2.0 tackle backpack, but you're sort of on the fence, I hope that this review helps you realize that this is going to be a good choice. I am not sponsored by Plano. Plano didn't pay me anything. They didn't give me this. I bought this with my own money. And just like we always do here on Fish It First, all of these reviews are without me being beholden to any of the companies that make these products. So you know that you're getting an unbiased review and something that I've been able to go out there and really put through the ringer and give you an honest opinion on. So really hope that you guys are able to find the tackle pack that you're looking for, and maybe this review helped you narrow it down. Until next time, guys, tight lines.